Hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of my podcast, as I like to call it. There is still a video going on, but the video isn't what I'm really trying to focus on. Um, I In the background will just be, for this time, some gameplay of Smash Flash 2 and Icon's Combat Arena. Um, and so I have decided I want to start posting these pretty regularly and start doing them more. And so I would like to try to come out with about one of these a week at about 15 minutes in length each. I will try that as best as I can. I don't know how well I could keep that up. And then have about one or two bigger projects a month. So whether that be a complete character analysis in a game, whether that be talking about a tournament I recently attended, something like that. I want to try to include something of the sort in there. And so each of the topics that I want to cover in these episodes are one, tournament recaps from the weekend that's currently going on and the next weekend that will be happening. So, for example, I'm going to try to get this up Saturday or Sunday. So, I will be talking about MomoCon and Combo Breaker for the events that are happening this week, and Smash and Splash 4 for the events that are happening next week. And so, yeah, and then I'll include some kind of topic. So, in this episode, I will have one about the Melee tier list, its current state, whether or not I believe it needs changing, and Icon's Combat Arena just a little bit, and music in Smash, like how it can help benefit a player. So I guess we'll just go ahead and get into it with my first topic, the recap so far of MomoCon and Combo Breaker, as well as talking a little bit about Smash and Splash. So far, I've really been enjoying MomoCon and Combo Breaker. I'm a really big fan of these, of 2D platform fighters. As you can see, I play a lot of Smash. I play some Rivals of Ether, I'm starting to get into Icons. I want to try to get into Slap City, things like that. And so, I'm really happy that those have a representation, but I'm also really excited for Combo Breaker and some of the things that are going on there, because I also do like the standardized form of fighting games. And so far I think that's been really good. There haven't been too many big things that are happened yet, but I'm really hoping to see maybe Hungrybox get upset in MomoCon by Mewtwo King, because I know Mewtwo King has a pretty good fox that could beat him. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, I recommend going to check out the Melee Stats podcast. It happens every Tuesday on Save As Untitled's Twitch channel. It's really good. And yeah, I feel like he's coming off of a pretty big win at Summit. Many people would point to his fourth placing at Gommel as a pretty big deficit, but I feel like that doesn't really prove too much, as he was playing against Axe, who plays Pikachu, and he mostly went Jigglypuff, which is a character that he's not really that used to. And yeah, I'm excited to see that. I'm really excited for Smash and Splash. It's gonna be a really fun time. I'm waiting for brackets to come out to see projected stuff, and then hopefully I can make a podcast episode about that. And yeah, I'm really excited to see who the projected bracket, what current seedings are going to be, because it seems we're at a point where the top 10 are all kind of really closely condensed in skill. Hungrybox might be a little bit ahead, but Armada beats him, but then Mewtwo King beats Armada, and so then there's this whole triangle going on of who beats who in the top 8 or even top 10, and I'm really excited to see how that all plays out, because everyone in the top 10 But Plup and Amsa are not are not going or are attending. Yeah, I don't know if Zane is. That'd be the other one I'd have to check. Um, but yeah, so one of the main topics I want to talk about is the current state of the Melee tier list. And so I will be comparing what I think should happen off of SSB Wiki's Melee tier list. The 12th one, so the most recent one. It was released December 10th, 2015. And looking at this tier list, I feel like there are a lot of characters that should be moved up and moved down. I think that of the top 10, it should go. The top 3, I'd say, are right: Fox, Falco, and Marth. I feel like those 3 get fairly good results placing their high tier characters, even though Jigglypuff beats a lot of them. That's Hungrybox's Jigglypuff, and he is the only really high tier Jigglypuff. You have people like Prince Abu and Toussaint, who also have pretty good Jigglypuffs, but I still feel like that character is pretty underrepresented, and there are still many counters to the character when played at a similar level. But then I'd say after that, I would follow those characters with Puff, Peach, Sheik, and Falcon would be my next 4 on the tier list. I feel like Puff and Peach are pretty similar in their tier placings. I feel like those could be switched up either way. And then I feel like Sheik is a little bit overrated. I feel like Sheik is still a good character and annoying to play at lower levels. And so that might be why you would keep her at a higher tier. But I feel like she should be knocked down a little bit to about 6, seems about right. And then Captain Falcon has been doing fairly well with people like Mango and S2J and Wizrobe in the Melee on Me rankings, doing very well. I would say that the next characters would go Pikachu, Yoshi, Ice Climbers, and then Samus. That would put us at number 11. Pikachu has been doing really well. I think of Pikachu as a really good character. I just feel he's very underrepresented. With Axe being the only person in the Melee on Me top 100 who mains Pikachu, I feel like he has had some some shifty placing here and there, but I feel like he did have some pretty good runs recently, mainly Get On My Level, and then he had some pretty good runs to get into winner's side on at Summit, with his only loss in pools being to Armada, and then he lost a game to Plup, I believe, and then he lost a set to Plup, and then he lost a set to Hungrybox, which are both very respectable losses. They were seeded as the top 2 going into that tournament. And then I would say, like I said, Yoshi, with Amsa mainly pushing his placing up to about 9th. Amsa has been doing some really great things with the character, and I feel like there's a lot of undiscovered tech yet, and his parrying is absolutely amazing. It may be frame perfect, but it's still really good. So then we'd have Ice Climbers. I feel like Ice Climbers have dropped a lot in today's current meta. I feel like they're still very good characters, and at lower levels, Wildling is very good and can carry you fairly well, winning a lot of local smaller tournaments. But I feel like once you get beyond that, it's a lot harder to contest with characters higher in the tier placings. I feel like this year especially, Ice Climbers have fallen off the map with Chudat having a really rough start to his year so far. I feel like this is mainly based off that, and I feel like he could still be placed over Yoshi and Pikachu, maybe just Yoshi, but I feel like he still has had a kind of rough start to his year. And then I would put it as Luigi, Dr. Mario, Ganondorf, and Mario, which is pretty similar to what they have on here. I I think it is fair to put Dr. Mario above Luigi. I'd say it's fair to put Luigi above Dr. Mario. I'd say either way that works really well. And then from there, the next four on my tier list are pretty much the same. Maybe moving Link above Donkey Kong since neither of them have too much representation, but Link might be a little bit better than Donkey Kong in my opinion. And then, hold on, I have my tier list up here. I would replace Game & Watch with Mewtwo. I feel like Mewtwo is not the best character, but he does have some pretty good skill, and especially being shown by some of back when Leffen wasn't taking it too seriously and he was just playing his secondaries, his Mewtwo actually did fairly well. And so I think that kind of puts Mewtwo up there a little bit more. Not solely that, I feel like Mewtwo's a pretty good character in general. Then, for my next four, I'd have Mr. Game & Watch, Roy, Kirby, and then Ness. And so this is pretty similar to what they have here. I'd say Kirby does not deserve to be last. I feel like people have been pushing him a little bit ever since things like low tier Iron Mans and stuff like that, and so I feel like he does have a little bit of potential. He's still a bad character, but not as bad as I would say he is. Roy, just a worse Marth clone. I'd say he deserves to be about where he is, maybe a little bit lower, but not that bad. And Game & Watch, I feel like he can be good, but without things like L canceling and his shield not covering him entirely, that does lead to a lot of downfalls in his character. And then for my last three, I'd have Pichu, Bowser, and Zelda. Pichu hurts himself, so that's kind of why I rated him a little bit lower. And then Bowser is basically combo fodder. But I'd say Zelda has very slow run speed. She doesn't really... we've seen her placing, quote-unquote placing, a lot better because of her up B recovery from switching to Sheik. But I feel like that's about the only thing, and maybe some of her aerials are pretty good kill moves. But other than that, I'd say Zelda deserves to be at the bottom. And so it's about all I have to talk about on the tier list. Let me know what your guys' tier list are in the description, or down in the comments. Tweet at me if you want. I'll try to leave my Twitter in the description. Yeah, and so so I just want to kind of briefly talk about the game you're seeing now. This is Icon's Combat Arena. So pretty recently, if you follow my Twitter, you probably know this, but I've been getting accepted into some betas and alphas I recently applied to. So the first one was, I think, an undercover project, which was pretty cool. I don't know that I'm allowed to say any more than that. They were pretty strict when they were talking about it before. And so I'm just kind of going to leave it at that. And the second one is Icon's or Icons Beta, no, Icons Combat Arena. I really like this game. It's a 2D platform fighter, which I saw at Full Bloom 4 and really liked. Like from what I'd previously seen on some of the clips and stuff like that. It had some tech skill like wave dashing, which you'll see me failing a lot in the footage, and I just felt like overall it was a fairly cool game, and so yeah, and um, I've been playing it a bit recently, and I really like it. And if you all want, you can apply for the beta. I think it's like icons.gg or something like that. You'll might just look up Icons Combat Arena Beta, and they'll have like applications and stuff like that. But yeah, moving on to my final topic for just a little bit. Music in while like gaming during esports. Um, so I've been listening to a lot of music while gaming recently. It's really good for me because it kind of gets me in the mindset. Like whenever I know this playlist, it's kind of okay. Now it's time to tune in and like start focusing on some certain things and practicing, and um, like it's kind of helping me out a bit. Um, I think it all kind of started when I saw some Smash players and like Street Fighter 5 players. They wore headphones while they played, and I listened to or I watched a Core A video game or watched a Core A gaming video, man, that talked about it, and it said that they mostly use headphones to try to block out the noise of other people's sticks because they want like a more fair game, because they talked about this in like an interview about Evo Moment 37 as well, but basically you sometimes like mash to try to throw off the opponent, and sometimes you hit a button too hard and they could react to that, and so that was the main reason why they used it originally, because your sound senses can react faster than your sight, which is kind of surprising. Or it might have just been like the frames of input lag or something like that. But after that, I started listening to some playlists and really liked it, and then I heard quite a few people actually didn't like really listening to music while they played because they felt like it got them into a mood where they would always, like if they were listening to like a really hyper, like really fast song, it'd get them into like a tempo of going like really fast, and then they couldn't like slow down really, and so then if the other opponent knew that you were playing hyper offensive and really fast, then they could easily counter that. I still listen to music. Let me know what you guys think about that topic. I think it's something fairly interesting. So yeah, that's about it for now. Subscribe to the channel. I'll have more stuff coming out. Follow my Twitter. It'll probably be in the description. And I will see you all next week with another video. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope you continue to watch these. Let me know what else you want me to cover, other topics, other big projects you want me to do. There might be a couple of weeks that I take off just because I'm actively working on things and doing things and stuff like that. But let me know what you think, and that'll be it. So see ya.